Hello, how are you? Welcome to the other video. Today I want to talk about that vegan teacher, my first reaction to her creation. Then, above all, I want to focus on other vegans' reaction on her and other vegans' criticism. And in the end, in the last part, I want to also say what are my new thoughts about that vegan teacher after I watched a few of her videos. Before we focus on her, I would like to ask you, why did you go vegan at all? In my case, that was very strong sense of justice, which has been my feature since I remember. Prior to going vegan, I have always been sensitive when people use someone as a scapegoat, especially kids and early teenagers have this very terrible habit. Usually in a class, they search for weaker individuals and bully them. Of course, it doesn't happen in every community, fortunately. For example, in my class in secondary school, in my high school, we had very nice students, and this phenomenon didn't take place at all. I think this was the way it should be. But unfortunately, that isn't always the case. In primary school, I remember that kids used to do it. They used to search for the weakest, the most vulnerable, the most defenseless person and used to use them as scapegoat. I have always hated this phenomenon and have always reacted, maybe not necessary that I fought it back, but at least I used to be very friendly exactly to this person, or very often I became a friend of this person. And what I realized that very often those weakest, the most defenseless individuals, in fact, they are very valuable persons, but they have just one disadvantage, which is very, very often very minor feature. I think you know it very well. Sometimes somebody is just shy, sometimes somebody looks slightly different, or whatever minor, very minor feature already makes his situation dramatic. So I've always been in this way, so it was like natural that I became vegan, because that's the case, exactly the case what happens to animals. People hate pigs because they consider them ugly, and by the look they judge, they deserve a horrible fate, they deserve being tortured and they deserve their death. Naturally, I oppose it. So for me, going vegan was so natural because I have this sense of justice. And how about you? Is the sense of justice the reason why you went vegan? Because if so, I think that the situation around that vegan teacher might be the situation that we should react, as community we should react. I had never watched that vegan teacher before. Why? Basically, I think it's very, very important and crucial for us as vegan to support small channels. Because for small channels, like for example even mine, it's a question of to be or not to be. Whether you support me or some other small channels or not. This is very, very important. So I basically focus on searching for small channels, and I rather watch small channels, and I search who is worth to get the chance to develop. I am very disappointed, to be honest, about vegans that they very often behave like consumers, like takers, not givers. For example, I am one of very few, probably one of two channels in my country who discussed political decisions related to animal faith and the decisions on which the fate of animals depends on. So I regretted that I didn't get more support from vegans, because I think I might be able to influence reality way more if I got some support. I was actually the only one who interviewed politicians, candidates to parliament before last parliament election, and asking them about their attitude to animals and their policy towards animals, something which I consider is very, very important and should be done. So I was the only one, and unfortunately I didn't get much support from a vegan community. And this is something I really complain about. I think as vegans we should be more like givers, and we shouldn't only consider channels the way what we can get from this channel. I think it shouldn't be like that. I am sure that there are many small channels like mine around the world which deserve your support, and which also have some great ideas and deserve to get their chance. So therefore, I never focused on very popular big channels like That Vegan Teacher. Also, James Aspie, I didn't watch before. Recently, I started to watch after the whole criticism I heard from vegan community. I started to watch. Also, for this reason, I started to watch That Vegan Teacher, because I saw that something very dramatic is happening around this channel. And let me read a sample comment below That Vegan Teacher's new video. A new video is about vegan phobia, animal abuse. Okay, so I'm sure that there is some topic in this video. I'm sure, because I have already watched a few videos from her, so I know that she's not talking about nothing. Okay, and a sample comment is as follow. Looking at this woman and hearing her voice literally makes me want to vomit. Do you think it's okay to talk in this way about anybody? Isn't that a situation that you're vegan, I suppose, very sensitive about justice? Your vegan heart should react, because it triggers me personally. This reminds me of kids bullying in the worst scenario, in the worst style. Very horrible. So this person is attacking the way she looks and the way she sounds. Let's stop just for some more seconds on this comment. That vegan teacher is being accused of racism, for example. I don't know how real is racism, because actually I'm not familiar with this phenomenon at all, and I want to tell you that this is not a phenomenon existing all over the world. This is local phenomenon. If you know it, that means it happens locally in your place. Fight it in your place, because it's a local phenomenon. I come from the country, I'm from Poland, so this is the country where we have a few people of color, very few black people. So we don't know it. We don't know this idea. I don't understand the idea of racism. So for us, as having a few people of color, they are always privileged. For example, I'm a musician, as that's my primal profession. And as a singer, I had to show much more than, for example, another female singer who was just black. So being black or being different, looking in a unique way was always advantage. For me, looking ordinary, I always had to show more to be treated equally. So I rather know the privilege of being black, of being Asian, and I completely don't grasp the concept of racism. And I think probably in most parts of the world, racism doesn't exist. It exists locally. And ask yourself how real it is. I think it exists maybe mainly in USA because of the terrible record of black people slavery. Let me remind you that the word slave, as it is, comes from actually my nation. So if you say that black people are oversensitive to hear this word slave, so I think I have more right to be sensitive about hearing the word slave because it comes from Slavic people. So my nation used to be slave originally, historically. But let's face it, yes, in USA you had terrible record of black people slavery and then segregation, something which looks so strange to me when I know it only from movies. It's very strange, but does this situation really occur until today? Maybe it occurs locally. I know that the former president of USA was black, so how real is racism nowadays? And does it exist outside USA? So you're accusing that vegan teacher of racism. Does it exist in Canada? First question. And obviously she's not racist, so this is weird. But look, what discrimination actually she's facing personally. What is more real? This racism which exists maybe somewhere, probably. I believe there are places where it still exists. And I believe that there are still some people who think in this way. But look how real this discrimination is. This woman is being attacked for the way she looks and the way she sounds. Isn't it way more dangerous than racism? How about ageism? Isn't it way more real than racism? Is she a victim of ageism? She's being attacked for not removing the signs of her aging. This is very, very funny because meat eaters attack that vegan teacher that she dares to stand in front of camera with some gray hair on her head. And me, exactly the opposite. I am being attacked for the same meat eaters for the fact that I do like to color my hair. That's crazy. That's not only crazy, that's even very, very funny because I don't fit the meat eaters' narrative. Their narrative is that we are weak, we look weak, we are skinny, our hair is terrible. So I don't fit. I'm also being attacked, for example, in fact, for coloring my hair. So the same for what not doing. Sorry, it's too complicated English for me at the moment. But you know what I mean, that she's attacked for not coloring her hair. I am attacked for coloring my hair. And the funny thing is that they claim that my hair looks okay and it's not as weak as they wish to see on vegans because I do color my hair. So my hair looks healthy only because I damage it regularly. So damaging my hair regularly since ever makes my hair looking good and healthy and strong. This is meat eaters' logic. From this place, I would like to defend the woman's right to color their hair whenever they wish and not to do it whenever they wish so. Nobody should be attacked for their own preferences. If she has the preference to look natural, she should have the right to do it. It's me, I love colors. I personally don't like natural looking hair. I think it's a very rare situation that natural shade is really beautiful, and even when it is, I think it's boring to have the whole life just one and always constantly the same shade on your hair. I like changes. I like various shades, various variants of even similar color. I like it, and this is my right to do so. I am fighting with religions which focus on unimportant issues. For example, in my country, where Catholic religion is dominant, they focus a lot on what you are doing in bed, with whom, and to how, and how many times, and so on. This is something which should never be discussed, especially in terms of morality. So they focus on unimportant issues and miss huge issues as cruelty towards sentient beings, toward other living souls. They miss something huge and talk about unimportant bullshit. But this is exactly the same phenomenon, but even farther. So now they don't talk about how terrible we are that we let another person torture an animal and we pay for this. And this is something huge which needs to be addressed. They talk about coloring or not coloring the hair. This is an issue worth even being mentioned. I think this is something which never should be discussed. I have the right to make a mistake and look terrible. I have the right to make a bad makeup or good makeup or not to make any makeup, and this is something really not worth to be discussed. And as I said, I love colors, and despite the fact that she's not coloring her hair, I think she provides some nice stimuli. For example, I like the color of her t-shirt. It's beautiful color of her t-shirt, of her scarf, and it fits very nice to the color of her glasses. And her hair, despite being natural, is looking good. It's shiny, looks very healthy. It's all okay. And if you don't accept the way she looks, I'm afraid you are supporting ages, because what we can say about her look, that she's not fighting the symptoms of aging, and she should be allowed. And I defend her right to look natural way. Somebody wrote, looking at this woman and hearing her voice literally makes me want to vomit. And the other response are, I thought I was the only one. Ha ha ha. Her hair looks like hay, but it's been vomited out. That's terrible. That's horrible, you know. I think those people deserve, I don't know, being punched to their face for such insults. I left a few brutal comments reacting to those horrible, nasty, brutal kids. They were in shock that I am defending her. Like, what? Why do you defend her? Like, they were in shock because they think that she's already a scapegoat by default. Everybody can kick her, can punch her, and it's okay, because they think that we already have the agreement, social agreement about her, that she's the one to be bullied, to be punched, to be kicked. It's okay. And they are surprised that somebody is trying to defend her. My question, again, do you think this is the moment when we, as vegan community, we should react? Because, of course, all of us, every vegan activist is being criticized. They are talking lies about us. Of course, I am also experiencing this. I'm also criticized in very often ridiculous way. They say I'm drunk. They say, but above all, and this is something I also expect in the future, because I don't fit their narrative. There are no chances, I think, that I will become ever skinny. So I don't support their story. So already sometimes they try to say, no, she's not a real vegan. She's not real. I look too healthy and I will look healthy. I don't find any reasons that this should change. I hope I will look better, because now I have planned to start caring about myself. So definitely I don't fit their story. So this is what I expect, that they will rather try to suggest that I'm not real vegan, that for sure I'm cheating. It's already happening. So, but there is a lot more happening around her. she's being attacked in way more aggressive ways. I listened to one of her videos. It's her attempt to appeal to Fox News when she claims that people are throwing eggs or raw meat on her house. Seems she's really stalked and truly threatened by people. They make a lot of jokes and they know her address. This is very dangerous and very serious situation. So I think we should be with her and we should support her. So Miss Katie, my heart is with you right now. Absolutely. And the reason why I'm shooting this video is because I am deeply disappointed, and honestly speaking, I'm in shock that not all the vegans are with her now. That not all the vegans support her, or at least mention something. Of course, we don't need to give too much focus on a particular individual, but some support she deserves. But what I'm observing is that some vegans had supported. Actually, I love the last video from Freely about her. It was a very good support. Some vegans are distancing from her, and there are also vegans who are her haters. This is so disappointing for me. So I would like to discuss those stands with you. Because I think it doesn't matter what we truly think, whether we like that vegan teacher's style, message, her look, her hair, her voice. It doesn't matter. Should it matter? Are we takers or we are givers? Are our personal preferences important right now? Or we should just give a support to one of us who is being threatened, bullied, stalked? Sorry guys, I know you hate very long videos, therefore again I decided to divide this video into parts. Please necessarily check the second part, which will be uploaded in approximately 2 days. You may even treat this one as an intro, and there will be some very important questions in the second part. So please check that one as well. See you soon, bye bye.